Hi friends, I'm back again with another junk journal to show you. This is an old book. It was like a grade school reading book, I believe. It's Elson Basic Readers, book number 5. So it must have been for 5th graders, I'm guessing. And there was an airplane, an old-fashioned airplane on the front, which gave me the idea to make this like a travel journal. The cover has been sealed and it's in pretty good shape. There's a few little scuff marks, but other than that, it's in really good shape. And then I found this little tiny belt that I think maybe was for a little baby outfit or maybe a doll outfit. I'm not really sure, but I made another hole in it so it could go around, but it can just slide off as well. I have a little cute little key attached too, and it slides off, or you can unbuckle it. If you put some more things within the journal, you may have to make another hole in the belt, but as it is, it works. This is a 1931 book. It has 5 signatures of 6 pages each for a total of 120 pages. It is 5 1/4 across and 7 1/2 up and down, and about 1 1/8 spine. The inside spine was reinforced with bookbinding tape and fabric. And like I said, it's a travel theme, and I went with some very vintage transportation and travel images. I tried to keep some of the original pages of the book, like over here. This was one of the end pages, the front end page, and so it says this book belongs to. I made a little pocket here with a map, and then this is an envelope, an old negatives envelope, and some faux negatives that go with it. Because when you travel, you take pictures. And then these are just little copies of an old game, an old card game that I came across, and it has a traveling theme to it, so I thought they had to go in this journal as well. So here's an old locomotive. Looks like maybe a passenger train with all these windows. There's a lot of side tucks and lots of journaling cards. I think there's one like this in every signature, and there's a little journal card. This is a trolley, just another piece of map that's been collaged on the page. Lots of journaling space. There's a wagon train. Another trolley. I think those would have been fun to ride on. I always think of the movie Meet Me in St. Louis whenever I see trolleys. Here is an image from the original book, because there's a story about Balto, the best lead dog in Alaska. And so I'm thinking, well, that was a form of transportation, the sled dogs. And so I put this in here, and there's a journaling space on the back. I got some of the pages in here are from Journalosity Shop. I just love these. I fell in love with watching her videos, and she would have some of these in there, and they are gorgeous. So I recommend, if you need some lacy, coffee dyed looking pages, I will put the link on the bottom of my video here. Here's another page out of the book. It's a poem about Knights of the Air, and it's a poem about pilots. and airplanes. And then there's train here too. So the airplanes are flying above the train. And here's a large tag that it's been layered upon. And there's a tag that I made out of a map page, but it's just glued on. Just it gives it some depth and interest. There's another trolley. Here's some of my vintage transportation washi tape that's available on my Etsy. Here's another stagecoach. Here's an old cruise ship coming into harbor. There's a flashcard that I'm using as a side tuck. Here's another map page that's been made into a tag with some journaling space on the back. Here's another trolley, and here's another locomotive. I love that image. And then there's it looks like a river boat back here, like a big paddle boat back there on the river. Now that would be a fun way to ride a bike. One of those great big well, I guess it's a two-wheeler, but that great big wheel in front. There's another side tuck, and I put some of my cards in here. These are on my Etsy store too. It's an antique war game. Just some collaging. This was one of the map pages. It's the legend for a map. There's an old-fashioned car. And then in this envelope, or faux envelope, has the front page of the book, plus on the back has the copyright of 1931. It's rather fragile, so be careful. And, you know, the new owner can do what he or she would like with it. But I always like to include the copyright of the original book, if I can. And there's another locomotive. Some more of my faux washi tape. And that looks like a pretty fancy horse and carriage. The middle of every signature I have the threads, and there's little baubles on the bottom of the threads. And like when you own this book, you can do whatever you want with it. You can clip them short or leave them. So I leave that up to the new owner. Here's something from the original book. It was a poem. And there's another map tag with journaling space on the back. I love this image. I think it might be a hearse from way back then, because it looks like it's in a cemetery. And here's another page. They had a story about Lindbergh and called him the Pioneer Air Scout. And this is an image of his trip from New York to where, let's see, must be France. So that was his no stop flight there. Some more of that pretty paper from Journalosity. Here's another horse and carriage. Another locomotive. Another automobile from days gone by. Bicycle. Hot air balloons. Some index cards that are on my shop. And there's another side pocket. I love this image of a train station. Another trolley. Another automobile. Another poem from the original book. And then here's a little envelope that I made. I put in the spine. And there's just some tickets, some old Disneyland tickets. And here's a form that the railroad must have had to fill out. Train number, caboose number. And so there's 2 of those there, and so that just gives you some more places to journal. And then here is while you were out, a unit. Must be for the Union Pacific office. And then this was one of the end pages, and I just thought the images were so fun, and the colors were great. So I connected it to the flap of the envelope, and then I made a pocket. I reinforced it with some coffee stained paper, and so there's a pocket there. And then I got to thinking, I have this day book from 1931, so it goes perfect in a book that was copyright 1931. So that just gives you more writing space. Some more of that pretty lace. And here's another part of the Lindbergh story. And these are just, I put them in there. They're just journal cards or bookmarks, whatever the new owner wants to do with them. But I just thought I'd like to include original pages. Another trolley card, and then some of the end pages I couldn't use parts of, so I just attached them to the pages just for some color. And here's a belly band, and it holds some more journaling space. I love that train. Another hot air balloon, another old car, another side tuck there, and some more washi tape. Another train. Here's a boat, a sailboat. Another hot air balloon. Here's another page from the original book with space to journal on the back. There's a bicycle built for 2, another journaling card made out of a map page, and then another piece of the end page. Some more hot air balloons. Another big sailboat, probably bringing wares from one place to another. And here's another train. One of the first motorcycles, an old car. Here's another side tuck with some journaling cards. There's an ocean liner. Some more washi tape. This is some planes. Another old car. Bi-wing, I think is what that would be called. Here's another big tag, and it holds a map tag and a little piece of airmail envelope. And then this is just a layered tag on top of this tag. And then there's space to journal on the back. Some more Zeppelins, I think is what they're called. Another bi-wing. Here's the story about the Pony Express. The mail must go through, so you've got that, and you've got some space on the back to journal. Some more cars. Here's a side tuck with some more paper to journal on, and another ocean liner, and some more of those big wheel bikes and collage. And then on the back I just left the end page. It was in good shape, and then this is the fabric that helps to make it strong. as well as the fabric here. So that is my travel themed junk journal. I just love it. I love the colors. It's got a nice weight to it. I think it would just be a fun journal for even a young person to talk or to just journal his or her aspirations for travel and all those things. Well, I hope you have a good day. It's snowy here, and so that's kind of fun. I wish you all the best. Thanks for stopping by. Goodbye.